So, welcome to this session about Exelsys' integration to Microsoft Teams. So, a lot of users are making more and more use of Microsoft Teams across their day-to-day business operations. So, we wanted to showcase this functionality and give a better understanding of how it can be leveraged to make HR's job easier and day-to-day use of HR easier for people across businesses. So, I'm joined here today by John. Talk to us a little bit about what it's all about.
Yeah, sure. Exelsys is using Teams as another way of accessing all the functionality. Teams is a centralized platform. It's a hub, a lot of communication internally happens there. So it's important that functionality is there. It allows everybody to stay within the sort of Microsoft world and integrates with the other Microsoft products that we integrate with normally. It also allows just accessibility irrespective of where employees are spending their time. And also it's a great collaboration tool. Over the last few years, we've all been using the sort of video chat functionality, but actually some of the other sharing functionality, such as documents and chat, is really important as well. And like I said, it's part of the Microsoft ecosystem, so it's an important part of that overall ecosystem that we exist in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can completely see how doing your HR stuff next to your day-to-day productivity makes a huge amount of sense. Can you talk to us a little bit about what the trends are in Teams and how it's being used, why it's so important?
Yeah, I mean, it's really sort of grown exponentially. It's one of those products that you never thought you really needed until you got it. And it's made a big difference. It's grown massively. There are a huge number of users globally. There are loads of video calls. But like I said before, it's used for sort of internal file sharing. It's used to get away from sending emails internally. And it's where employees who predominantly are office-based spend a significant time of their.
Absolutely. So just talk us through some of the key functional benefits, if you would, John. What are the things that people can see? And then we'll go into a demo of that so people can see what it looks like on the screen.
So sort of focusing down on the sort of HR aspects here, you will start to get the functionality that you were used to seeing on the native Exelsys app. And you'll start to see these being replicated. These are replicated in Teams. So you can, for example, book leave, check balances, look at team calendars, those sorts of things. You'll also get access to documents, and one of the important ones that people really are interested in are seeing their payslips. Also, Teams can be used for both managing and delivering training. So it's a great way of being able to deliver training to employees at scale very easily. So those sorts of things are happening all the time now. Other things, it is a communication hub, so it is an easy way to distribute documents, but also to tell about policy updates and even sort of the likes of employee newsletters. Recognition is something which can occur on the site, so it's the taking of polls, the highlighting people that are doing well. That's really sort of very easy to do and is happening happening more frequently. And lastly, sort of providing support. It's a great way, video calls are a great way of actually providing answers to questions and getting in touch with HR on a quick and easy basis. And lastly, Teams is just like the native app. It's available to all users of Exelsys and is included for free in all our subscriptions.
Very good. So standard and professional users can get that alike. So that's very good to know. Thanks, John. So if I then take over sharing of the screen, then we can just do a very quick run through of what this looks like in reality. So what you'll see in the Teams application here is the usual standard stuff. And then you can see my Exelsys app here. So by clicking into the Exelsys tab, it's going to give me all of the functionality. Now, I wanted to make a quick point of comparison for existing customers and partners of Exelsys that this will look very familiar because it is effectively all of the light mobile functionality which exists in the light interface of Exelsys. So everything that you see here around home, around address details, absences, personal, etc., has been ported from the mobile app into Teams. So there's a really good point of comparison between the light mobile app and the Teams app. So if I jump back into Teams, what you'll see is we're logged in here as Linda Martin, who is Nicole's line manager. You'll see Bradford factor and appraisal scores and what have you, communication details. And again, as John mentioned, all of the documents which would include updated driving licenses, right to work and such like, but it would also include payslips which have been downloaded for the individual in question. We've then got address details, we've got personal information, we've got job classification. The next thing you can take a look at, if I don't go sequentially down the list, we can see the absence planner. So this is where I can check absences of my team and check when it may or may not make sense to request a leave of absence of some description. We've then got the absences in detail. So this is where we can see, first of all, absence balances. So I can see how much of my entitlements I've used of various different types. And we can see a list of my absences. So I can see the ones that have been approved, submitted, etc. So I can see the status of those, and I can create a new one here very easily. One thing that John mentioned is training courses. So the training courses that are available to me will appear here. So I can go and I can request to enroll, and then once I am enrolled, then the course will be deployed. It might be a virtual one which can be delivered on Teams, or it might be real world, or it might be on a learning management system. So all of those scenarios can be supported by Exelsys. We have an employee directory. So this employee directory might include individuals who are not on Teams. So importantly, I can click in and I can see members of my working organization, and potentially they might be contractors and members of the team who work externally and not on our kind of Microsoft domain, if you like. So this gives you that flexibility that it's not just your people you can access through Teams who are available here, but a much wider organizational group if that's how your business is set up, and I can see general information, address details, etc. Then you have a work time function. So if you're using the Exelsys time and attendance module, this is where I can check in and start registering working time. So I can check in and out here. Yep, I've arrived at work, and now it's going to geolocate me and get me working. But also I can register work time from previous days and submit that with comments for my manager's approval. If I am a manager, as is the case with Linda, then I'll have a number of approval transactions that appear in my approvals list. So I can click in here and I can see requests that have been made by my team, and I can approve or reject those directly from the Teams application. John mentioned earlier on news, so that dependent on my role, my job classification, my department, the organizational business unit that I operate in, I will see news that is relevant to me and that has been apportioned to my team or my location. So effectively, here's a kind of mock-up news article with some dummy content of the sorts of things that can be distributed through the Exelsys application directly into Teams. If you have the appraisals and performance management functionality switched on, you can also run appraisals in the system, which are in different stages, so all in progress in self-appraisal. And then I can click in, I can see the details of the appraisal in question, and then I can actually go in and complete that appraisal for myself or for a member of my team. You have the drop downs, you have all of that functionality that is available out of Exelsys itself, all directly available in the interface here. And finally, you have the ability to update important information about next of kin, about dependents and similar, so that if there are any issues at work and work need and HR need to contact people in the wider family or support network, they can do so, and that can be easily updated and managed here. So that is it in terms of the functionality of the Exelsys Teams app. Really powerful, really easy to use, and really very intuitive. Back to you, John, to finish up.
No, that's great. Thanks very much for the demo. And yeah, I expect many more people to be accessing Exelsys via Teams over the next sort of months and years. It's where people are working now.
Absolutely. Makes perfect sense. Thanks, John, for your time.
Cheers. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Okay, let's bank that one.